Welcome to this edition of Ethical Sustainable Investment News and Analysis to Profit By. I'm Ron Robbins, an ethical investing pioneer for over 40 years, quoted in the Wall Street Journal, MarketWatch, the Globe and Mail, and numerous other media, and founder of the highly respected global ethical sustainable investing information website, Investing for the Soul. And please listen to my disclaimer statement at the end of this podcast. Now enjoy this podcast. Hello, Ron Robbins here. So welcome to this podcast, episode 120, titled Analysts Impact, ESG and Healthcare Stock Picks. It's presented by Investing for the Soul. Please note that I'm taking a break over the holidays, so my next podcast will be Friday, January 12th, 2024. Investingforthesoul.com is your site for vital global ethical and sustainable investing mentoring, news, commentary, information, and resources. And look at my newly revised website at investingforthesoul.com. Tell me what you think. Now remember that you can find a full transcript and links to content, including stock symbols and bonus material, on this episode's podcast page located at investingforthesoul.com/podcasts, and then scroll down. Also, a reminder, I do not evaluate any of the stocks or funds mentioned in these podcasts, nor do I receive any compensation from anyone covered in these podcasts. Furthermore, I will reveal to you any personal investments I have in the investments mentioned herein. Additionally, quotes about individual companies are brief. Please go to this podcast webpage for links to the actual articles for more company and stock information. Also, some companies might be covered more than once, and there are also 11 article links below that time didn't allow me to review them here. Now, I'm always trying to find articles with new investing ideas with an ESG and sustainable focus. In that vein, I'm presenting this article. It's titled, "These 8 small-cap impact stocks tap into the rapidly growing climate tech market in support of a net zero future." It's by Ari Zoldan and found on NASDAQ.com. Here's some of what Mr. Zoldan says about his picks. 1. Fuel cell energy. Manufacturers stationary fuel cell platforms to help with decarbonizing power and producing hydrogen using fuel cells. The company specifically targets large industrial sources like factories and other large facilities that produce significant amounts of carbon dioxide. 2. Gevo produces decarbonized fuels and chemicals. The company states it is commercializing the next generation of renewable gasoline, jet fuel, and diesel fuel with the potential to achieve zero carbon emissions. Gevo sees commercial opportunities for other renewable hydrocarbon products like renewable natural gas and other fuels, chemicals, and plastics. 3. Ideal Power has developed and patented a bidirectional semiconductor power switch designed for use in electric vehicles, EV chargers, renewable energy, energy storage, data centers, solid-state circuit breakers, and other industrial and military applications. 2 examples utilizing the company's technology are improves the range of EVs and the kilowatt hours harvested from a renewable energy installation. 4. Mullen Automotive is an EV manufacturer that designs and builds commercial trucks, passenger vehicles, and solid-state polymer battery technology. Interestingly, while most other EV makers build cars that use lithium-ion batteries, Mullen actually uses lithium-sulfur batteries, describing them as being lighter, more efficient, and having greater range than most EVs in the market. At this stage, it's still the very early days for Mullen Automotive, although it did see its first recorded revenue in June from the sale of 22 electric cargo vans to the Randy Marion Automotive Group. 5. Opal Fuels provides complete renewable natural gas solutions for landfills, dairies, and fueling station construction and service. The company uses a vertical waste-to-energy model that combines the upstream production and downstream marketing and distribution of renewable natural gas, providing a scalable, low-cost solution to decarbonize heavy-duty transportation. So far, Opal Fuels has completed more than 350 fueling stations, renewable natural gas landfills, and dairy projects across the U.S. 6. Sunworks describes its mission as to help businesses and homeowners take control of their electric costs while championing the future of solar. The company serves customers in 15 states and provides solar services via partner organizations. Sunworks also provides energy storage solutions that work with its commercial solar systems. 7. The Metals Company. The company describes its mission as to build a carefully managed metal commons that will be used, recovered, and reused again and again. The company mines polymetallic nodules, which are rich sources of the base metals required for battery making and building the infrastructure needed to make the energy transition. They are found unattached to the bottom of the abyssal sea floor, and they don't contain toxic levels of heavy elements like land ores do. Polymetallic nodules are also known as manganese nodules, although they also contain 3 additional critical metals used in batteries. In addition to manganese, these nodules contain cobalt, nickel, and copper, all in a single ore. The metals company believes mining these nodules could have a much lower environmental footprint than other forms of mining necessary to obtain the metals needed for making batteries. 8. Workhorse Group stands apart from the generalists in the space by manufacturing electric trucks and drones to support last-mile deliveries. In September, Workhorse announced that it had received approval from the Internal Revenue Service as a qualified manufacturer for the Commercial Clean Vehicle Credit. The approval means Workhorse customers are eligible for a credit of up to $40,000 on their purchases of all Workhorse vehicles in 2023 and beyond. End quotes. The next article is titled 7 Best ESG Stocks to Buy Now. It's by Matt Whitaker and found on money.usnews.com. Quotes, if ESG investing interests you, consider these 7 ESG stocks, several of which have turned in an impressive year-to-date performance. So go by mentioning the ESG stock, followed by the year-to-date return as of November 30th. The first one is Cadence Design Systems, Inc., with a year-to-date return of 70.1% on November 30th. Panasonic Holdings Corp., 23.1% gain. Tesla, Inc., 94.9% gain. Intel Corp., with a 73.1% gain. Now, these last three stocks may fall into the category of bargains for buy and hold investors, as renewable energy companies have been in a slump but may have a bright future. So the first of these three is First Solar Inc., with a gain of 5.3% year-to-date November 30th. Second is Sunrun Inc., with a loss of 46.3%. And the final one, Ørsted AS, with a loss of 46.9%. Now, for more information on these stocks, go to this article on this podcast webpage and link to the original post for the full data and information. Now, a favorite sector for ethical and sustainable investors is healthcare. So I thought this article would interest many of you. It's titled, 3 Healthcare Companies Whose Social Impact is the Key to Financial Performance. It's by Faizan Farouk and seen on equities.com. Here are some brief quotes. 1. Abbott Laboratories, which emphasizes patient-focused healthcare. 2. Johnson & Johnson, which is dedicated to achieving net zero carbon emissions and prioritizing environmental health equity. And 3. United Health Group, which focuses on zero distance from patients. Central to these companies' ethos is the focus on patient-centric healthcare. This patient-first approach is often complemented by green healthcare technology, ensuring that advancements in health solutions also consider environmental sustainability. End quotes. From another potentially profitable perspective, we have this article titled, Investing in a Circular Economy, 3 Sustainable Stocks. It's by Will Ashworth and seen on investorplace.com. Here's some quotes from the article. I'm selecting my 3 sustainable stocks from the holdings of a Canadian mutual fund, the IA Clarington Enhanced Global Equity SRI Class. The first company, 1 LVMH, is the 8th largest holding of the mutual fund. The percentage of women in key positions at LVMH grew from 23% to 45% between 2007 and 2022. Bloomberg reported earlier this year, even better, 65% of its executives and managers are women. 2. Costco is the 17th largest holding. As for the 15 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, the company has committed to the ones that most closely align with its business. 3 is Autodesk, is the 23rd largest holding in that fund. Autodesk provides cloud-based and desktop software products that help companies design and make things. Businesses using its products include architecture, engineering, construction, media, entertainment, and manufacturing. From a sustainability standpoint, Autodesk believes its software products help construction-related businesses save time, energy, and costs while reducing waste and carbon emissions. End quotes. Now a number of honourable mentions, but not in any order. These, of course, I didn't have time to cover in this podcast as I did above. 1. Title: 3 top-rated ESG stocks that analysts are loving now on investorplace.com by Steve Boyens. 2. Title: You don't have to pick a winner in clean energy. Here's why, on Fool.com by Travis Hoyam. 3. Title: Harness the Sun. 3 must-own stocks in the solar industry on investorplace.com by Rick Orford. 4. Title: Green Energy Innovators. 3 stocks leading the sustainable revolution on investorplace.com, again by Steve Boyens. 5. Title: 3 wind stocks to buy for a sustainable and profitable future on investorplace.com, again by Rick Orford. 6. Title: Best Clean Energy Stocks, December 2023, on cleantechnica.com by Carolyn Fortuna. 7. Title: Green Technology Stocks That Look Cheap on morningstar.com by Muskan Hamarajani. 8. Title: America's Most Responsible Companies 2024 on newsweek.com, cover article by Nancy Cooper. 9. Title: The 3 Most Undervalued Renewable Energy Stocks to Buy in December on investorplace.com by Chandler Capital. Now some UK articles. 1. Title: The Sustainable Global Fund So Good They're Worth Adding Ahead of Mainstream Funds on trustnet.com by Emma Wallace. 2. Title: Our Pick of the Best Ethical Stocks and Shares ISAs on Forbes.com/UK by Joe Thornhill and Kevin Pratt. Well, these are my top news stories with their stock and fund tips for this podcast titled Analysts Impact, ESG and Healthcare Stock Picks. Now please be sure to click the like and subscribe buttons on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you download or listen to this podcast. That helps bring these podcasts to others like you. And please click the share buttons to share this podcast with your friends and family. Let's promote ethical and sustainable investing as a force for hope and prosperity in these very troubled times. Contact me if you have any questions. Thank you for listening, and again, please look at my new totally revised website at investingforthesoul.com and tell me what you think. Also, again, please note that I'm taking a break over the holidays, so my next podcast will be Friday, January 12th, 2024. Have a wonderful time over the holidays. Bye for now. Learn how to create a simple portfolio reflecting your personal values by taking my 1-hour tutorial. Go to investingforthesoul.com/podcasts and click the link in the right-hand column for my DIY Ethical Sustainable Investing Pays tutorial. Now, I'll mention in the podcast if I have any direct interest or holdings in companies or securities I'm talking about. Furthermore, any news, opinions, analysis, or other information offered by myself, as well as references and information to or from other external sources in this podcast, is provided as general market information and should not be relied upon and thus does not constitute investment advice. Investors should consult their own licensed investment professional before making investments. Also, I will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation any loss of profit which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on information in this podcast. Do contact me at ronr@investingforthesoul.com. Signing off, this is Ron Robbins.